Oh, and there's a fresh grave here. Let's have a look. So the funeral is probably tomorrow, but it is so narrow to me. There's a funeral nearby. I can hear the priest. We're gonna take a little peek from the distance. Oh, you can hear the trumpets. Today I'm at the biggest and busiest cemetery in Poland, and this is the grave of the architect of the whole thing, Wilhelm Meyer. I wanted to show you something interesting here. There's a, I don't know if you can make it, but there's a little butterfly. Wings here and antennas. So normally the butterfly on the grave symbolizes innocence and the soul, and is most often pictured on the graves of little children. But not this time. There's a butterfly here because this man was an avid entomologist, and he designed the whole cemetery to look like a beetle in flight. And I have my drone here in my backpack, so I'll try to show it to you. Let's go. Well, it turns out that I'm not permitted to fly high enough here to show that to you, but we will find another way in a minute. Anyway, this is the chapel with an ongoing funeral inside. There can be up to 30 funeral services a day here, and this is the third funeral out of 14 announced for that day. With the possibility of 3 funeral services happening here at once, there's often some confusion among the mourners because of that. Let's try to show this beetle design somehow anyway. This is the map of the cemetery with the chapel right here. If I put an old map with the beetle outlined on it on top of the new one, you can clearly see that the cemetery is actually shaped like a bug in flight, with the chapel right next to its head. I could never imagine where it was on the new map before seeing it on the old one for the first time. You hear these bells? They are digital, and the cost to play them is €5. Check out the bench here, like a safe, like Winnie the Pooh. I'll try to show you something really interesting. There's an old mill here, you know, like in Netherlands, but without those. And there's a family who lives in there, and they have a little shop. We're gonna check it out. We can hear some tree cutting in the distance. There was a huge storm several years ago, and several hundred trees have fallen here, right onto the graves. Some hidden gems here, like this one. Then, we can see 2 torches semi upside down and 2 stars here. That's a nice wreath here. I learned how to pronounce that. I love this kind of graves, like old mossy ones. They don't make them anymore like that. There's a bird here. Gerda Dartels died in 1922. Oh, here we have grapes, and we know what that means. But here's one that I really like a sarcophagus. Hermann Tessendorf and his wife Emma Tessendorf, maiden's name Panslav. Very interesting font. I wonder what are these X's for. I have no idea. Oh, there's a fresh flower here. Oh, and here we have Christian symbol, although Greek, Alpha, and here on the other side Omega, which means God. That God's everything from A to Z, or from Alpha to Omega in this case. I really like this and I want to get into that. I want to make such things. This is renovated. It's a different material than this one. I think so. What do I know? Here's a shrouded, semi-shrouded urn. Dr. Phil. Philip Gustav Lütke. Same font, the same material, so I think it was the same maker. Let's see this windmill that I told you about. I can see it already. Before we visit the windmill, I would like to see one place in which I found a head of a femur a few years ago, just lying around, and I tucked it underneath a bush. Let's see if it's still there. Someone must have taken it. It's not there. Okay, let's see the windmill. Here's the windmill. Let's have a look at it from the back side. You can see there's a date on it. 1880. So it was built long before this cemetery was established. And this is the new part of the cemetery. Interesting place to live in. Okay, you want to see the inside? Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Mogę nakręcić, jak tutaj wnętrze wygląda tego młyna? Tu gdzie stoję? O, super, dziękuję. Dnia również.
Dzięki, wzajemnie.
Dziękuję, do widzenia.
Wszystkiego dobrego, do widzenia.
I bought a lantern. I have a great picture from my family album with this windmill in the background, so we'll try to line it up so it fits perfectly in the frame. Yeah, this lady, she always gave me the creeps. I was absolutely terrified of her. I don't know why. Something about the eyes, maybe. And there it is. Look how much the trees have grown since then. And this whole area is completely empty. and I have a picture of that as well. I love the ornaments on this casket. But this was here. Beautiful golden sand. It was right here. It's one of the best pictures in my collection. Look at the undertakers. Look how they put the casket in. This guy is slacking off. He should be way lower. The planks are barely holding on. There's a veiled lady. Two of them. I love this picture. This was how the funeral looked in Poland in 1968. No decorations, nothing. This was the funeral of my great-grandfather, and before that he was displayed at home as per the tradition. It was completely normal not so long ago. I think that she looks more like and shh. Geese are coming back. Spring. This is a rare sight nowadays. A mosaic. Pretty nicely done. We have a moon and sun in one piece, and a mother and a child. Here we can see the downfall of craftsmanship. Look at this hand. Like a claw. And the foot. This is just terrible. It's a children's quarter here, as you can clearly see by the size of the graves and the things that are put on them. Died in 48, 1 year old. Well, there's too much to cover here for one time, so I'm gonna keep coming here and you're gonna see a series of videos, hopefully interesting. So thanks for watching, and oh, and there's a fresh grave here. There's a hearse coming right now. That's fast. Okay, this is time for real. This time for real. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.